I want to talk about something a little more sobering. And I want to look at the shooting in San Diego. And I want to say that, like, I had an experience right before stream started that kind of broke my heart a little bit, okay? And you know what it is that I didn't have the shooting in the title, okay? And you know why I didn't have the shooting in the title, guys? Was because I forgot about it. And you know why I forgot about it? Because it happened to a mosque, and so it was completely treated differently, completely in the media, right? Isn't that wild? And that fucking broke my heart. That, like, there was this crazy shooting that happened, but what I see on social media all day is right-wing shit. But none of the right-wing shit were going wall to wall with this. And you know why? Because they were shooting at Muslims. And like, dude, how crazy is that? Like, the fact that it was a shooting at a mosque meant that the right-wing media just didn't even, like, they didn't even cover it. And if they did, it was just some sort of negative spin on it. And I mean, I'm sure it was all over the mainstream media news. I'm talking about online. By the way, 40% of the people who are watching my YouTube are not subscribed, so make sure you hit that sub button. All right, you get all the good gossipy shit, and you get a lot of Kermit phone. All right, they were 17 and 18. Dude, look at this though. What a fucking headline though. What is this headline, guys? Look at this shit, bro. You know, San Diego mosque where mass shooting left 3 dead has controversial history. So look at this though. The New York Post covers this thing and is like, ooh, like their subtitle there, their implied thing is that they deserved it, is what is in that headline. Isn't that disgusting? Like, bro, that's so dirty. That is such a right-wing MAGA. Like, they're just so gross, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, because, you know, think about this headline. Hear me out. You ready? I'm going to give you a headline, guys. You ready? Check this headline out. Jared Kushner and the Trump family take $2 billion from the people who paid for 9/11. Oh yeah, we don't get that headline, do we? Bro. Oh yeah, you like that? Oh wait. Incoming, yo, Trumpy. Yeah, no, I knew that would be you. You diaper shitting freak. Yeah, you heard that? You like that, huh? Huh? You guys taking $2 billion from the people who paid for the hijackers? You think we didn't notice that? You think we don't know you're a grapey bastard who shits his pants? Oh, we know. We know. Yeah, everybody hates you right now. Dude, yeah, even your own MAGA. They're defecting all day long, you fucking piece of shit. All right? All right, fuck you, buddy. Stay away from Ivanka, too, you fucking weirdo. All right, bye-bye. Let's go. All right. Dude, Kermit is on one, boss. Okay, so here we are. This is one of the shooters. Jesus, dude. What the f***, bro? Dude, what is going on with these guys? There's a lot of... Look at Laura Loomer says, today was amazing for me personally. All right, well, here we go.
9:42 this morning. We received a call of a runaway juvenile. After speaking with the mom began to piece together bits and pieces of information over an extended period of time. The information that she was gathering and conveying to us began to elevate the threat level that we were perceiving with this information. She believed her son was suicidal, and she began to share information that Several of her weapons were missing. Her vehicle was missing.
Jesus.
In addition to her son. She also said that her son was with a companion, and that they were dressed in camo, and that is not consistent with what we would typically see from somebody that is suicidal.
See, that's just it, guys. They had no idea of knowing, like, where these guys were going to turn up, right? The mom, her guns are missing, suicidal kid, right? He's off with a friend, took the car, dressed in camo. It's like, holy fucking shit. Are they going to go to the mall? Are they going to go to a school? Are they going to a church? Are they going to go to the beach? Like, where are these fucking guys going to end up? It's just sometimes the level of insanity that people are dealing with, like, we have no idea how all over the country right now, there are probably many more families with kids teetering on this same edge that could be shooting up a school tomorrow, you know, and we have no health care. We have, like, people are going into debt. Nobody can even afford to feed their families. And, like, Trump is, like, you know, making 1,000 stock trades on companies that he's regulating. And we're just getting, like, we're getting ground into the fucking dirt, dude. It's so heartbreaking, guys.
That began to trigger a larger threat assessment picture. Our threat management unit began to take the tips and leads that we had and utilize the technology we have available to us. Our license plate readers was at the top of that list. We began to have, we noted that there were hits with the vehicle down in Fashion Valley. We dispatched officers into the area of the mall as a possible...
that was the first thing I said. Oh, you see that? Dude, they have license plate readers and shit. They're getting hits from the car. Like, dude, what kind of surveillance state are we living in, bro? Dude, that's insane. But the mall was the first thing they thought. That's what I was thinking.
Location that was a threat. We also gathered information that one of the individuals was associated in some form or fashion with Madison High School. We alerted the school police department.
The school.
And we dispatched officers into the area of Madison High School. While we were gathering this information and we were trying to zero in on where these individuals were at, we received the call at approximately 11:43 that there was an active shooter at the Islamic Center.
And then they knew.
Officers were in the area.
They knew it.
Still talking with mom, trying to piece together where they might be, the locations that she felt that they would be at. And that was just a few blocks away. Those officers, once they heard what was happening at the Islamic Center, immediately dispatched themselves to the mosque. And just to recap what we talked about earlier, when officers arrived on scene, they came across, in some form or fashion, 3 deceased individuals, victims. One was a security guard at the center.
Back to the breaking news we started this show with, the deadly shooting at that mosque in San Diego, the Islamic Center of San Diego. Multiple law enforcement officials just briefed tell CNN that hate speech, bigotry was scrawled on one of the suspects' weapons. Let's get right to CNN's Josh.
Yeah, you think? No shit, dude. What's wild about this, guys, is how, first off, how it definitely feels like these types of things ramp up when Trump is in office. It really does. I remember the first time he was in office, there was, you know, a lot more of these kinds of tensions, domestic violence. There's a lot more of these fucking sort of hate crimes when he is in office, because he creates a type of energy that is rabid and attacky and divisive, you know? And so, like, I don't know. It's just we're always, you know, this is always close by when Trump is around, right? And I'm not surprised that, like, there was, like, hate speech attached to this shit. But there has been rampant. I mean, just thinking about what we've seen in the last couple of months with, like, Zohran Mamdani, because you know what was the first thing that I saw today before I even saw this shooting was something about an artist making a statue giving the finger to Zohran Mamdani. Okay, now, you may say, well, they do that to Trump all the time, right? But, like, Trump has a history of getting elected, failing on shit, being rude, being a grifter, J6, starting an insurrection, lying about the election, Trump, you know, abusing women, right? You know what I'm saying? Fucking graping, being Epstein's best friend. Like, Trump has a long history of really terrible fucking behavior, okay? Right? So people building a statue with, like, fuck Trump, I get it, because he is engaged in so much behavior, grabbing the pussy on down, cheating on his wife a zillion times while being the arbiter of morality. There's a reason to want to give him the finger. Zohran Mamdani, they want to give him the finger because he's a Muslim, okay? Because how many times have you seen, oh, the 9/11 happened and now they elected Zohran because they think because Zohran's a Muslim and the guys in the planes were Muslim, those two are the same because of this massive bigotry, you know? And it's like, that was what I saw this morning, was this celebration of people attacking Zohran because he's a Muslim. And then a couple hours later, boom, 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 like some guys are shooting up a mosque. And it's like, yo, man, you know, we spend so much time acting like anti-Semitism doesn't include, like, the Islamophobia too. Okay, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, Islamophobia, we literally have people running around in our government trying to shut down Muslim places of worship because they have demonized every Muslim person. They're going crazy in Texas, that Brandon Gill guy and all these fucking shitters in Texas. You know, it is insane.
Why are we seeing terrorist attacks from radical Islam within our own borders? Where did this come from? Islam is largely alien to American history. It certainly didn't come into the United States on the Mayflower. It's something that we deliberately imported as a matter of immigration policy into our country.
Dude, like, what the fuck is he talking about? Look at this fucking Waldo guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, does he say that about Jews or Hindus or, you know what I'm saying? Like these fucking assholes. This guy is a congressman out there just shitting on all Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Being so fucking racist. And look at who's standing next to him. This swollen piece of shit, Randy Fine, right? Look at these guys. They're just out there just shitting on people, like, for no reason, man. It's like the government, dude. And they're doing this to Muslims. They're doing this to transgender people. They're doing it to Hispanic people. Like, our government are just standing up there just shitting on huge slices of, you know, the world pie. Like, human beings that are simply, not every Muslim is you know what I'm saying? Like, they act like every Muslim is a fucking terrorist. Or like, if you're a Muslim, you're responsible for any Muslim terrorist worldwide. But, like, dude, are we responsible for the terrorists in the White House? Dude, Donald Trump is a terrorist. Okay? Netanyahu is a terrorist. Pete Hegseth is a terrorist. George Bush was a fucking terrorist, bro. And, like, are we responsible for that? Anywhere I go worldwide, somebody can just put a gun to my head because of George Bush? Like, give me a fucking break, dude. You know? I'm so irritated by this. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.